He's heavy-handed, Frankie Giorgi, and we just love having him on Fox Sports. Frankie Giorgi, Tobias, Alexandersson. It is Giorgi in the white trunks. Alexandersson in the blue. Is it kicks versus punches? That's what many are expecting, Hammer.
Yeah, when you talk about Giorgi's recent foray in fighting, of course, coming off one of the biggest events in the world, Thai fight, and fighting Bukaw. What a war that was, and what an occasion. And, you know, it doesn't get much bigger than that. So, Frankie, from here on in, I don't think anyone is going to intimidate him. I don't think any event's going to worry him. You know, he's fought the best, and such a complete athlete, such a gentleman as well, Frankie Giorgi. And Tobias, however, talking to him at the back, you get that quiet confidence as well, Andy Raymond, where he's not worried by a big occasion. He's not worried about coming into the opponent's backyard and fighting him in front of a very partisan home crowd. He's here to do the job, and he backs himself totally, Tobias, as well.
Frankie Giorgi, very much an occasion fighter. When he's been asked to step up in the last 2 years, step up he has.
He has. I suppose one of the great pities is we won't see Frankie fight John Wayne Parr. That was a fight that has been slated to happen a couple of times.
Elbows already, and a red river coming from the hairline of Tobias Alexandersson. Cut open already, just on the left temple.
Of course, Tobias campaigning extensively in Thailand, fighting Longsam Kram over there, and a host of other credible A-class Thais. So he'll be used to the elbows coming into play. He'll be used to the hard, punishing round kicks. There's not a lot that's going to faze Tobias, I don't feel, either. He's going to be pushing the pace as well.
Certainly dominated that ring position, hasn't he, Alexandersson?
Yeah, he's confident, you know. He's confident in his skills. He's confident in his ability. Not overawed or nervous at all, I don't feel.
Giorgi, round number one, already going the big weapon, the most dangerous weapon, the elbow, setting up for one there. And it was a beauty from the Queenslander.
Just chambered it, opened the gap nicely, and then let it fly. The Aussie, beautifully done.
Another one, using that lead elbow. Trying to push kick his way to a little bit of space here, Frankie Giorgi. But again, Tobias just comes shuffling in. Outside thigh kick.
Beautiful hand-foot transition from Giorgi too. He goes to the head, then chops to the body. Rotates through well. Tobias body shot down low. In the clinch they go. Long-range clinch into a grapple, almost a side headlock. They'll be broken.
Almost looked like he was going to whip him into the ropes, WWE style there.
Bit of a hip toss.
Cut not too bad, it doesn't appear, on the temple of Tobias Alexandersson. Frankie Giorgi, no such marks as Brad Vicali signals time on. Round number two. Our three ringside judges again, Brad Aird, Paul Jones and Blair Moore. And this is for the vacant WKN World Light Middleweight title.
Fast handwork, fast footwork from Giorgi. Tobias keeping the pressure on, however. Good leg defense. Has those leg checks working well. Sets up to the body kick. Probing with the lead hand. Switching through. Tobias, Swedish fighter. In the blue shorts. He's got a lot of aggression, a lot of power. Also, Frankie's got the speed on him, however, I feel.
Both those firing away, exploding away with those leg kicks to the outside of the thigh. Really trying to close the distance here as Tobias. They're exchanging knees. Almost taking it in turns against the ropes. Good turn from Giorgi. He fires a knee in, then blocks. The WKN are new on the scene in one of the most recent editions of International Kickboxer Hammer. Your editorial talking about governing bodies, organisations, belts, more sanctioning fees, and where we're headed. Hopefully not down the boxing route.
Yeah, look, it's the alphabet soup of sanctioning body sanctioning bodies. I suppose the most credible is still the WMC, the World Muay Thai Council, is the premier body and the one that everyone really aspires to get the world title of. But there's a host of others, and I think at the end of the day, Andy, I don't think the fans really care who sanctions the fight and what belts are up. What they want to see is just good action, good fights, good credible opponents brought over to fight the Aussies, and that's what we're seeing right here, right now.
Absolutely. They can fight for whatever strap they want and whatever pleases. But a good fight is what gets the crowd's interest. More importantly for the sport, gets the crowd back.
Definitely. And the viewers back. Indeed, Fox Sports certainly showcasing the best of the best from all over the country, and Fuel TV also, if you're into UFC, Ultimate Fighting. Each week the Ultimate Fighter is on Fuel TV, and coming up in July, a whole heap of kickboxing on Fuel TV as well. So check your telly guides, kickboxermag.com.au. Also will show you all the shows all around the country and what is on TV and when.
Couple of nice elbows from Frankie Giorgi there. Again, he's concentrating on that one area. What about the push kick there?
Look at that. He almost had an Oral B flip-top head there, Tobias, via that push kick. Beautifully done.
We should conclude our chat about International Kickboxer magazine with a suggestion. If you're brave, if you're game, jump onto the forums on the website as well, but only if you're brave.
Tell you what, a few keyboard warriors on there. Titles up for grabs.
Round number 3 coming your way. Total carnage. A full house at the Gold Coast Convention Centre. Watching it unfold in front of them. Hope you're enjoying wherever you may be watching. This is our semi-main event. Frankie Giorgi in the white trunks. Tobias Alexandersson in the blue, the Swede. With a bit of work in front of him now.
Beautiful uppercut off the rear. Push kick to the face. Giorgi now showcasing some great skills. And on an Easter Saturday as well, Andy Raymond. So when Billy Cross first told me he was going to go with a show on an Easter Saturday, I was a little bit dubious and that the crowd would turn out. But apparently the wives have allowed the husbands out. The eggs have been put around the house and they've been able to come to the show. It's capacity.
Boys in centering at the moment while the Easter Bunny in the Northern Hemisphere is doing his thing. Giorgi backing away, creating his own space. That's where he's been good tonight.
Jupiter's Casino right behind this event. And good to see a major establishment in casino land getting behind the fighting sports yet again. Giorgi turns Tobias around and lets the elbow fly in the neutral corner. 1-2, bang with the elbow, push kick to keep the range. Tobias now, sense of urgency. I think he knows he needs to make the points up. Golden rule of thumb in fight game. As soon as the shot's landed on you, make sure you get it back double.
Two very experienced fellas in centre ring. 101 combined fights. The percentage, though, with Frankie Giorgi, the Australian. 43 wins, 7 losses out of his 50 pro bouts.
Of course, coming out of Scorpion Gym with Aslan prepping him. And you know when you're prepped by Aslan, you're always going to be given no shortcuts and it's going to be all hard work and hard prep. And the results are showing in centre ring right now with Giorgi looking very confident.
Backed into the corner here, Giorgi, but from this ring position, which he's been familiar with so far this fight, he has been extremely effective. Awkward right arm here of Alexandersson, looking for an elbow, but can't quite find range.
Oh, look at that again.
Giorgi can.
Yep, that right elbow for Giorgi's paid dividends a number of times in this fight.
Giorgi's straight hands have been effective. Another great illustration of that with the left hand through the defences.
The blood now, the claret starting to flow from the face of Toby.
Back to the corners we go, and it is all Frankie Giorgi, despite the celebrations. Coming out of the blue corner. We restart again, round number 4. 5 the distance should we go to the scorecards. Some amazing fights so far. We've ended up going to the judges' scorecards on each and every occasion. Yet to see that one shot KO punch tonight, or KO kick, whatever it may be.
There was KO power, obviously shown in that early fight with the two super heavyweights. That was sensational. It's been a lot of strategy and a lot of technique in every fight since. Great matchmaking.
Sneaking through a little uppercut there. It was a sneaky one from Giorgi, fighting back against the ropes here and negating that right arm, that right elbow of Alexandersson, then looking for the throw. They're trading off knees to the body here, to the rib cage.
Good to see also Peter Kent in the corner there with Aslan, Frankie's, I suppose, original trainer. Peter's in there in support with the Scorpion gym top on, and Peter, of course, has his own gym, the Matrix Gym, with Mark Stady and a few other boys down there. So it is a combined effort here in the quest for the world title. Good to see the local gyms getting together in support of Frankie.
They're flying the Aussie flag proudly tonight. Giorgi with a left elbow. Drives it through the centre. Loads up with the right hand and unleashes. He's doing everything beautifully tonight, Frankie Giorgi. This is as accurate as we've seen him. His percentages tonight, Hammer, right up there.
Just working constantly the whole way through, finding the gap, finding the openings. I'd say his clean percentage striking would have to be up around 70 to 80%. Most of his shots are finding their way through.
Again, the boys trade off knees against the ropes. Neutral position declared, so back out to centering they come. Giorgi shuffles back, trying to bring the Swede onto his punches, and does just that again.
He's firing well off the back foot and off the front foot. Giorgi is equally proficient in both.
That's fighting offensively from a defensive position. Beautiful from Frank.
Good use of the push kick, sets up, and that right elbow's really done well for him, Frankie. You can see the marks and the toll it's taken on the face of Tobias, the Swedish challenger.
Big one there from Giorgi. Great right elbow. And Frankie is trying to set up for another. Drives through with the hips, a big left knee.
Those punish gloves are getting a real workout on the head of Tobias. Frankie again, straight right through the guard. What a way to finish the round.
Award for most enthusiastic trainer of the night goes to the trainer of Tobias, Alexandersson.
Just glad to be there.
Jupiter's Hotel and Casino right here on the Gold Coast.
Fifth and final round. It appears we are going the distance.
Fifth and final round.
Frankie firing round kicks from both sides with ease. Looking to open up and crack at the rib cage of Tobias Alexandersson. Beautiful push kick to the face again. Giorgi switches up and off the rear as well.
Frankie nicely spinning there, setting up for the right elbow, and it was a beauty. Variation from the local boy. Variation and dominance. Probably most accurately sums up what's transpired here in the previous 13 minutes.
Chops away at the legs, gets some distance, and then fires off the back foot again. Straight right. Well, certainly Tobias has come to fight, Andy, but he's just not able to find the clean openings and the big shots that he needs. Oh, have a look at that. Frankie Giorgi propping in the corner. Having a little bit of a look at the bottoms of his feet was Tobias Alexandersson.
Brad Vicala just whispering ever so nicely, you can't do that. You can't do that. Frankie knew, but it was appropriate at the time.
Frankie just thought he'd let Tobias check him for tinea, maybe, I don't know. So just get the feet up into the face, keep him at bay.
Looking for that one shot as Tobias Alexandersson.
Locking on the knee guard. and getting the twist takedown. Nice work, Giorgi.
Nice work, Giorgi, and the knee into the midsection as they went down and came to the ground. Took the wind out of Tobias big time. There's the variation in the kicks, the catch from Frankie Giorgi. Would have loved to have finished this one late, but 5 very good rounds on his resume here tonight.
I think Frankie really not wanting to take any risks, knowing the quality of opponent in Tobias. If you take a risk, make a mistake, things can quickly go wrong for you. So Frankie playing a safe game, but Tobias now throwing caution to the wind and knowing he needs a big finish, knowing he needs a knockdown or a knockout, I'd say, to get this one.
All a little too late for Tobias Alexandersson from Sweden. He's been game, he's tough, and he's had a big crack, but just not enough.
And Frankie just measuring with that jab, popping at the head of Tobias. He's got that very deceptive jab too. It almost comes off the chest. It's, his guard looks a little lazy, but it's very effective. The hands just fire out so quick. Nice kick takedown, the finish from Tobias. That was probably the best thing he's done almost for the fight.
Tobias with the hands raised up. A little prompting from the corner man.
But all Giorgi on our scorecards. Anyway, the Aussie gets the new strap. And well-deserved, we'd say. Charlotte Dawson to present the belt.
We go to the judges' scorecards for a unanimous points decision. The new WKN light middleweight champion of the world, Frankie Giorgi.
Frankie Giorgi victorious and the new WKN champion.